Marcus checked his phone. 11:47 p.m. He'd been driving for DeliveryMan for 3 months now, part of his carefully orchestrated plan that nobody knew about. To the world, he was just another college dropout trying to make rent. In reality, he was the 24-year-old founder and CEO of the very app that employed him. The law firm of Hartwell, Blackstone & Associates occupied the entire floor, its mahogany-paneled walls and Persian rugs screaming old money. A few lawyers were still burning the midnight oil, their offices glowing like beacons of ambition and caffeine addiction. Marcus found office 4712 and knocked softly. Finally! The door swung open to reveal Richard Hartwell III, a man in his early 40s with perfectly coiffed silver hair and a suit that probably cost more than most people's monthly salary. His blue eyes immediately sized up Marcus with the kind of disdain usually reserved for gum on expensive shoes. "You're 20 minutes late," Hartwell snapped, not bothering with pleasantries. "Do you have any idea how valuable my time is?" Marcus kept his expression neutral. "Sorry, sir. Traffic was—" "I don't care about your excuses." Hartwell snatched the bag from Marcus's hands. 20 minutes, that's a third of an hour. I bill at $850 an hour, which means your incompetence just cost me nearly $300. I understand your frustration, but no, you don't understand anything. Hartwell stepped closer, his voice rising. You probably never went to college, never had to work for anything real. You just drive around in your little car delivering food to people who actually contribute to society. Marcus felt his jaw tighten but remained silent. This wasn't the first time he'd encountered this attitude, and it wouldn't be the last. But something about Hartwell's particular brand of arrogance struck a nerve. "Look at you," Hartwell continued, gesturing dismissively. "Probably 30 years old, and this is the best you can do. No ambition, no education, no prospects. You're exactly what's wrong with your generation, entitled and lazy." "I'm 24, actually," Marcus said quietly. "Even worse. At 24, I was already at Harvard Law, building the foundation for real success. And here you are, a delivery boy who can't even follow GPS directions properly." Hartwell pulled out his phone and began typing aggressively. "What's your name? I'm filing a complaint. Maybe getting fired will motivate you to do something meaningful with your pathetic life." "Marcus Chen." "Marcus Chen," Hartwell repeated, typing. "Well, Marcus, let me give you some free legal advice. Find a new career. You're clearly not cut out for this one either." Marcus watched as Hartwell submitted what was undoubtedly a scathing review, probably demanding his immediate termination. The lawyer's fingers moved with the righteousness of someone who believed he was performing a public service. "There," Hartwell said with satisfaction. "Maybe the next driver will have better work ethic. Don't expect a tip, you haven't earned one." The door slammed in Marcus's face. Marcus stood in the empty hallway for a moment, looking at the brass nameplate. Richard Hartwell III, senior partner. He pulled out his phone and opened the DeliveryMan driver app, scrolling to the delivery he'd just completed. Sure enough, there was Hartwell's review. 1 star, with a lengthy complaint demanding immediate termination of this incompetent driver who has no business working in customer service. Then, Marcus closed the driver app and opened another one, the DeliveryMan management dashboard, accessible only to executive-level employees. His real identity wasn't a secret he'd planned to keep forever, but he'd wanted to understand his business from the ground up, to see how drivers were really treated, to experience the challenges firsthand. He scrolled through Hartwell's order history. The lawyer was a regular customer, 3 to 4 orders per week, always late at night, always demanding, always stingy with tips. Looking at the pattern of reviews he'd left for drivers, Marcus saw a disturbing trend. Complaints about every single driver, demands for termination, racist undertones in several comments. Marcus opened his laptop when he got back to his car and began typing. The next morning, Richard Hartwell was enjoying his usual $12 artisanal coffee when his assistant knocked on his office door. "Sir, there's someone here to see you. Says it's about Deliver Now." Hartwell looked up from his merger documents. "Send them in. Probably someone from their customer service department, finally responding to my complaint." Instead, Marcus walked in, now dressed in a sharp navy suit and carrying a leather briefcase. Hartwell's eyes widened slightly. Something was familiar about the young man, but he couldn't quite place it. "Mr. Hartwell, I'm Marcus Chen, CEO and founder of Deliver Now." The color drained from Hartwell's face as recognition dawned. "I believe we met last night," Marcus continued, settling into the chair across from Hartwell's desk without invitation. Hartwell's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. There must be some mistake." "No mistake. I founded Deliver Now 3 years ago when I was 21, fresh out of Stanford. We're now valued at $2.8 billion and operate in 47 states. Marcus smiled pleasantly. "I've been working shifts as a driver for the past few months. Market research, you might say. Understanding our customer base from the ground up. Listen, if this is about last night, it's definitely about last night. And about the 17 other drivers you've complained about in the past 6 months. And about the pattern of behavior that suggests you view service workers as somehow beneath basic human decency." Hartwell tried to regain his composure. "Now, see here, I'm a senior partner at one of the most prestigious law firms in the city. I have important clients, deadlines." "Had," Marcus interrupted gently. "I'm sorry?" "Had important clients, past tense." Marcus opened his briefcase and pulled out a folder. "You see, Richard, may I call you Richard? Deliver Now has partnerships with several major corporations in the city. We handle catering for their late-night meetings, executive lunches, that sort of thing." Hartwell's face was growing paler by the moment. "Interestingly, 3 of your biggest clients, Meridian Financial, Apex Corporation, and Blackstone Industries, are among our largest corporate accounts. When I shared the footage from last night with them." "Footage?" Marcus pulled out his phone and showed Hartwell the screen. "All our drivers wear body cameras now. Liability protection, you understand. The footage from last night makes for fascinating viewing. Your colleagues seemed particularly interested in your comments about my generation, my education level, and your general philosophy about service workers." "You can't be serious." "I'm very serious. Blackstone Industries found it especially ironic, given that their founder started as a janitor and built his empire through what you called meaningless service work. They've decided to seek new legal representation." Marcus stood up and walked to the window, gazing out at the city below. Meridian Financial was equally unimpressed. "Something about your attitude not aligning with their diversity and inclusion initiatives. Funny how these things work out." This is extortion." "No, Richard, this is consequences. You see, I could have simply banned you from our platform and moved on. But then I started thinking about all the other drivers you've humiliated, all the service workers you've treated like they're invisible. And I realized this was bigger than just one bad review." Marcus turned back to face him. "So, I've decided to make you famous." "What do you mean?" "The footage from last night is going viral as we speak. Lawyer humiliates delivery driver, not knowing he's the CEO. Catchy title, don't you think?" It's already been viewed over 2 million times. Hartwell lunged for his computer, frantically typing. Sure enough, the video was everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. The comments were brutal. "My phone has been ringing all morning," Marcus continued conversationally. "Interview requests from CNN, Good Morning America, 60 Minutes. Everyone wants to hear about the entitled lawyer who tried to get a CEO fired from his own company. You're destroying my career." "No, Richard, you destroyed your career. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it." Marcus packed up his briefcase. "Though I do have a proposition for you." Hartwell looked up desperately. "Anything. DeliverNow is launching a new initiative, sensitivity training for customers who've displayed problematic behavior toward our drivers. You're going to be our first volunteer." "You want me to take sensitivity training?" "I want you to work as a delivery driver for DeliverNow. 1 month, minimum wage, all proceeds going to a fund for service workers who've experienced workplace harassment. You'll experience firsthand what it's like to be on the receiving end of the treatment you dish out so freely." Hartwell stared at him in horror. "I'm a senior partner at a major law firm." "Were, past tense. I suspect your partners will be having a conversation with you very soon about your future with the firm. Something about bringing negative publicity and losing major clients." As if on cue, Hartwell's phone began ringing. The caller ID showed his managing partner's name. "Think about my offer, Richard. 1 month of honest work, or a lifetime of being known as the lawyer who tried to fire a billionaire CEO from his own company. Your choice." Marcus headed for the door, then paused. "Oh, and Richard, next time you order from DeliverNow, if we decide to continue serving you, remember that the person bringing your food is a human being with their own story, their own dreams, their own struggles. They deserve your respect, not your contempt." 2 weeks later, Marcus was back in his Honda Civic, but this time by choice. He'd received a delivery request to a familiar address, the same office building, same floor, but a different law firm. The old Hartwell Blackstone and Associates sign had been replaced. The delivery was to a young paralegal working late, a woman about his age who greeted him with genuine gratitude and a generous tip. "Long night?" Marcus asked. "Yeah, but I love what I do. Just started here after they cleaned house. New management, new culture, much better environment." She paused. "Hey, weren't you on the news? That story about the lawyer and the delivery guy?" Marcus smiled. "Something like that. That was amazing. I used to work at that other firm, the toxic one. That partner was horrible to everyone, not just delivery drivers. You doing what you did, it meant something to people like me." As Marcus walked back to the elevator, his phone buzzed with a notification from the DeliverNow driver app. A new review, 5 stars. Friendly, professional, and fast. Reminded me that good service deserves respect and appreciation. Thank you. He laughed and looked back at the law firm's door. Sometimes the best lessons came from the most unexpected teachers. And sometimes justice was served one delivery at a time. The next morning, Marcus would return to his corner office at DeliverNow headquarters. But tonight, he was just another driver, connecting with his city one delivery at a time, remembering that everyone has a story worth respecting. And somewhere across town, Richard Hartwell was learning the same lesson, one delivery at a time.